Welcome to the Lights Out podcast. This is Chris Lights Out Lytle, and this is our journey to document the history of mixed martial arts. I've brought with me my friend, the MMA detective Mike Davis, and together we will preserve the history and hear some great stories from the world in the era of the no-holds-barred. Thank you and enjoy.
Welcome back to the Lights Out MMA History Podcast. I am Joey Venti. I'm joined by the host of the show, the MMA detective Mike Davis. We have another special episode for you. We are joined once again by the godfather of MMA, John Perretti. With John's help, we've been able to land a guest we've been wanting for years. Russian Special Forces, captain of the Russian judo team, UFC veteran, and the one and only extreme fighting middleweight champion, Igor Zinoviev. Thank you for being here.
Well, hi guys, how are you? Well, you see, it's like a right away, so it's a lot of like it's kind of like it's correction because it's I was not a captain of the Russian team, okay? And a judo. So that's the first thing. So we belong to the Russia is so big, okay? And it was every town you have like a big team, all right? So and some people connected, but be the Russian team, it's a huge deal, you know. So you have to win so many tournaments to be enjoy. And sometimes they invite us to work with Russian teams people, okay? So because that special teams to work with Olympic, they work with European Championship, they work with World Championships. That's kind of like let's say like a support group, okay? I was not a best in judo, trust me. Much better than me, so many people. But do you need just everybody just who was an Olympic that was a choosing or some that's kind of event? You need those sparring partners, you know. So that's why we work on the same kind of teams, you know. So that's a small correction, you know. Just
all right.
So, but people in America, I mean seriously, people in America love to be here. Oh, this is Special Forces, this is best of the best, this is Russian whatever, just whatever the name, you know, just continue. When people hear it and you try to correct some people doesn't want to hear it, so they kind of like disappear in that part. Okay, so yeah.
Igor, the one thing that's real interesting is I've found some old newspaper articles of you from way back in the day. And it said that you served in the Russian military at the age of 17.
No. Everyone. Actually, they serve in Russia like 18 years old. It's not 17, 18. And you got to serve normally like 2 years and they continue, you know, just if you want to stay, you can stay and join. And if you're not, so we just... dismiss and just go back home, you know. So after 2 years, yeah, and maybe 3 years, yes.
So how many years in the military, the Russian military, did you serve? Two. Were you Special Forces?
It's okay. So that's how it was. So we was already like a preparation. So I was great in judo. I was on team, and so the kind of buyers they walk around and say, okay, this and that, and they choose me on one of the team and was being nurse completely. And basically what we do there is just a train. Basically just a train. I was so happy. I mean, if you are going to ask me if I want to repeat again, same thing with the same people, I say absolutely yes. It was great because first time I just cover my bed, I'll be honest with you, it was probably in 1 year. After one, I'm just start serving. So I'm not to know how to cover my bed, you know. So we have to be lined up, every have to be pillow by pillow. People who serve army, they know that in Russia. So I have to be like a specific, you know, like shoes have to be stay in the right direction, you know, uniform have to be like properly, you know, angle to angle. So our team basically we start before everyone wake up. So we will like wake up like hour early, maybe 2 hours early sometimes. They wake up and put our team out and we start being on a road, regular running, training, shooting, booting. do all kind of stuff.
Did you serve in Afghanistan as well?
No, we was prepared for that. We was in a kind of traveling around and we just do that. So that, but that's same thing. They keep our team out of that completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the notes I got, you started defending airports. You were involved with immigration.
That's after that. After that, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I work with government. Yes. Yes.
With municipal police and stuff like that. So
that's correct. Yeah.
The one thing I read, which was interesting, was that you were working at a bathhouse, like a Turkish bathhouse.
That's correct.
You met somebody and they talked you into the fight game and brought you to the United States.
All right. So that's absolutely right. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This is correct. How I get to the United States.
It was years before the UFC even existed, though.
That's correct. That's correct. So what happens? So once upon time, I give you like whole story, right? What happens in Russia?
Well, it's fucking important.
Thank you, John Perretti. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Igor.
what happened? So it's we are in St. Petersburg, Russia. We have like a couple tournaments, a couple small tournaments, local tournaments, and we train very hard with my guys, with my trainers, and we go in a bathhouse over there in Russia. We usually go on like Wednesdays or something, like right middle of the week to break up. And over there we meet some gentlemen came to us. It's like, well, how are those guys you just do? I just was in a tournament and I see you just do absolutely great. And we start kind of like friends. He speaks Russian and he become to American person, right? So he started being really friendly with us. And he's like, oh, well, you would like to just come to United States. And but he invited me kind of like, he didn't invite a friend of mine, but my friend really want to go to America. I'm not really want to go. So I was kind of like, I'm fine, good here, so I don't need anything, because I used to work with I was a bodyguard for the Swedish some businessman. That day he worked Volvo and Saab, and but he represented in Russia, and I'm making tremendous money, so I don't want to just even go nowhere. So and he's like, well, I make you some kind of invitation, think about that. Well, I get an invitation, just I go to embassy, and everybody have a problem to get it from embassy, right? So, and I'm not expected to go through, and suddenly it become like so easy, like somebody just lead me, like no questions, where you go? And I was like, that and that, some terms. It's like, click, I'm ready to go. I was like, and
what year was this? What year?
Okay, so that was 1991. And they give you just visa for, I guess, 6 months or for 8 months. And I was not in a rush, okay? And I'm totally forget about that. And happens, the friend of mine just get tragic accident and died. And I totally buried that idea to go somewhere. And suddenly, in Russia, that become like after Gorbachev and everything just collapse everything, they become tragic. And a friend of mine just tell me like, I guess you have to go. I say, my visa expired, I'm not going. He's like, call numbers again. I was like, that's like no chance. Like you see the big line over there. So I just go through the big line, and believe it or not, so I guess same thing is no problem. They put the stamp on me, and he gave me some ticket, and last moment, I guess, that was January 9, believe it or not, when I leave SSSR, right? And January 11, the friend of mine just connect to the friend of mine. I said, what happening? And it was SSR was not exist. It's become Russian Federation. I was like, what that mean? And so they said, like, well, we have to change all passport and everything. So everything's going to be like collapse. Yeah. So Yeah. So and now, of course, when I get to already fly to the Canada, because it was past long time, nobody meet me, and I try to connect to that gentleman who just supposed to meet us, and now, of course, he not answer the phone, and the lady who say like that kind of person's no longer here. I was like, all right. So I step outside the airport, and by accident, I meet a friend of mine who I know from Russia in JFK. Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
As soon as you land?
Seriously.
Okay. Wow.
It was crazy, completely. So
wait. When you say crazy, was that set up by design, do you think?
I don't know. I know that guy because we used to work in a restaurant, right? So like a bouncers with my buddy, and he worked over there, the waiter, and he was there. I didn't know he's been in the United States. So I'm in the United States, in New York, in JFK, walking nowhere. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I have kind of money. I was like, all right, so just like I'm gonna play around. Nobody meet me, and then go home. I mean, like in a couple of weeks, just doesn't matter. And he said, no, don't worry about it. And I just give him my story. He's like, he listened to me. It's like, we figured out what to do. And he started bringing it to, he found like a connection, like bring me one school, judo school, another school. And we start talking about that kind of no fighting rules, right? There's nobody even hear about it, anything. And actually, that person was a small cut from a Russian bathhouse that worked in the kitchen. And he say, you chef, right? I mean, like, you can cook. I say, yeah. I say, of course I can cook. I say, you can work for me. And one didn't work for me. So 1 week work, 1 week off. You can figure it out. So you be more familiar with New York and meet more people, and maybe some was going to be suggestion. I say, perfect. So he started showing me. I live with his house when he rented, of course, and he bring me over there. So we start working, and little by little, some people. Of course, I don't speak English. Okay, so I'm just was zero. Go down, zero, bingo. So and later. Already, it's passed from January. It just probably, if John correct me, it was kind of already like a May or June, something like this, like summertime. That was the kind of member of the bathhouse. It's like, I know someone who you be really interested in. I was like, all right. And he was a model or somewhere. And he brought me to the John Perretti school.
No. Is this the weightlifting gym?
No.
Dojo?
No. He was he have a loft. He'll have a loft in New York, and he have a mats there, like a jiu-jitsu mats, like a judo mats. I don't remember. Probably have punching bag there. So I have students there also. So I get there. So we kind of start talking. I mean, like kind of talking, like I barely speak English, So, but John understand me, believe it or not. So I guess language or sport kind of like more familiar for people.
Wait, John Perretti.
Yes,
Well,
and of course,
honestly,
he not even say, yeah.
Honestly, I had a lot of Russian friends, and so I could say really bad words in Russian, and. So, and that's basically all he said anyhow, was bad words. What was the name of the bathhouse?
Russian Turkish bathhouse.
Wait, John Perretti. So Igor shows up at your place of work. What was your first impression of him?
Well, wait, hold on. That's what happened. Let me just finish it. Just please. I'm not trying to cut you. Because it's a really funny story. Seriously. It's just like
Go ahead. It's your interview.
So and John, I mean, like that's John. Do you remember that name Bruce? I guess
Bruce Hulse, Hulse.
Yeah.
Bruce Hulse.
I'm really bad for the names.
Really handsome guy.
Yeah. So, and one, he said, that's John, like, and that's a students. And John, all right, so just, I don't bring with me anything. And how I was like on shorts and t-shirt. And he put me some like we start roll. He watch around. I roll with the guys. I don't want to hurt anyone. I try to be nice, and just John watching it and will watch me what I'm doing, and and suddenly after everything, he's like, okay, let's just standing up, let's go for a couple punch and kicks. And that was funny because he not even when we start do like a small sparring, right? He not even try to hurt me also. So he just see that how I move, how my distance, what I'm doing, and I was like really impressed. I was like, wow, I love it, and I was kind of start being like really interesting see because I saw what he's doing. He missed a couple times by accident, and I was like really interesting kicks, because he was so flexible. The John can hold the leg upside down, so it's like pretty easy. Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, I guess it's just my reaction in contest. I move around, but even that moment, so I kind of gonna understand. So he does his gym, that's his place, and I try to be nice also. So we kind of like equalize, right? So nobody can hurt each other, nobody throw each other, nobody get punch or kick. So it's like more like an air explosion. All right. So, and John's like, okay, sounds great. So I'd like to, maybe you coming in again. I'll say, sure. And I get another day, I get another time. We start to kind of, remember that movie Robinson Crusoe and in Friday? Yeah. So that's basically the Friday. So like lady just, talk, right? And because he can speak English, and Robinson Crusoe just try to teach him like with the words, right? So that was John Perretti and me. So basically, he dancing and try to just show me what to do, and we kind of does communicate, right? And that's why kind of like a friendship started be more close, and I just be like more familiar. And after that, so I guess I don't know what's happening with his studio, or John sold it, or he have to move out, and he moved back to Long Island. But we already kind of like more close friends. And but that days when he asked me to come in, because he have an idea with that make it extreme fighting. And I said, oh, that's great. So because I tell him like when we do that exactly same thing between law enforcement and military only, that's kind of tournament. So you can punch, you can kick, you can roll, you can do leg locks and umbrella chokes and everything. I said, great. So, and that day when I show up was couple gentlemen, of course I didn't know them, and was kind of buyers who investors, let's say that. And John asked me, and I roll, I guess I don't remember something. We're gonna just show, like introduce how it's gonna be. Okay, of course, without blood, without anything, but it was couple throwing, just kind of punching, kicking, like idea was have to be in a tournament. Okay, so, and that's how I guess, and they right away, they basically say like, we love that idea, we love that concept of that sport, and let's try it. And after that, what's everything that's kind of beginning the story.
Your journey begins. All right, so John Perretti.
Correct. Yes.
John Perretti. This guy walks in through your door, doesn't speak any English, probably not sleeping well, probably not well maintained.
100%.
What's your thoughts on him?
Well, I mean, he was always ready, willing, and able to train. That wasn't, most people were ready, willing, and able to train. but he did it on an exponential level. His conditioning was fierce. He is one who has a mesomorphic body type that's very, very, very unreal. And when he says I was flexible, he's lying, because he was the one. Hang on a second. He was the one who was flexible. I had asymmetrical flexibility, but he had symmetrical flexibility. So when they call that a Russian split, well, he could fucking do that. I could never do that. I was, he had that quarter horse syndrome where, he could do anything, and I could do very little. The proof of that is when I started to do another sport called calcio stoico, which is a Florentine ball sport. It's the oldest ball sport in the world. He would actually cheat because there were no rules, and kick the ball ahead of people so they couldn't get it. So all of a sudden and we practiced that sport all the time because I thought it was such a great conditioning sport. And we worked our asses off on that sport. And and he just had fun tossing people around. But my initial was I was overwhelmed, and I wasn't isolated from incredible athletes, because I was teaching Edward Muthel, who was number 2 in the world in fencing, and he was just a badass. He could do anything. I was not immune from Russians, and a lot of Russians came into that school on 109 West 26th Street on the 4th floor, just to try out. Usually I just threw them at him.
Okay. So Igor, you meet an American at a bathhouse, and one of the articles I read said that you went 9-1 in underground fighting, pre-extreme fighting championship.
Yeah. Well, we just do like a couple different fights before that. So
are these just like dojo fights, or is it nothing serious?
No, it was basically same thing as bare knuckle fights. A bit, but was not legal. Let's say that.
No, and that's okay. I mean, that was the sport back then. But was this at a party? Was this at a dojo?
It's not a party. It's not a party. Just okay. So it's right now. It's really popular right now. So, for example, right. So if you want to see really extreme, right, you can see that kind of fights right now. People fight in environment in the sand by the water. So they basically kind of like around, puts up people just around.
So at the beach, you guys would be at the beach.
Let's say that. Yeah, okay. That's correct. That's
Okay.
So other one. So it's going to be in the ring. So it's depend on different places, and it can be in some kind of like a big restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is the 9-1 record? Is that accurate? Did you fight in 10 of those?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm not only just counting, but it just was a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a lot of problem because like even here in the United States, for example, right? So I didn't have insurance, right? But I hurt my knee, and I called. That's how the crazy used to be before. I called a friend of mine to Russia, and I said, like, listen, I guess I screwed up my knee. What are you gonna do? It's like, okay, I'll send you just the cast, to the special like a material.
A brace.
No, not a brace, but it become like a cement.
Oh.
Old fan. Because I didn't know what happens, so I'm not basically speak English, So with stewardess, they send it from Russia to United States.
Like 2 weeks?
No. So like there was Aeroflot flying back and forth.
Okay.
And I make it for myself, the cast, and just put my knee.
Jesus.
And my girlfriend that day just looked at me like, oh my God. So other day, just like I had bruised up and my elbow was screwed up. I was like big hematoma like this. So it was like kind of funny, but it is what it is.
One loss. Was that a notable fighter?
It was kind of, yeah.
Do you know the name of the person that you lost to?
It was big black dude.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you know that sometimes when you just fight it with a wall.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the person can pick you up with one arm and you can like a bounce around. So that's basically like this.
Huh. Well, and you know, with fighting, especially at that time, I mean,
Yeah.
John Perretti, I think you will agree. There's a development that it was still a learning process for everybody.
Oh yeah,
You
of
know,
course. Yes. Yeah, of
at
course.
that point.
Yes. I totally agree with you. Yeah. But you
So-
know, just believe it or not, so you want to work in Russian Turkey Bath, right? But that was on the 10th Street and the First Avenue, between First and Avenue A. Yes. And but between the first and second, I guess on 12th Street, there was kind of Spanish community. And there was boxing gym over there.
That's right.
And that was Julio something, like boxer. And I show up once there and he not speak English at all. So like me. And I asked him, so can I just go box? And he said, go, show me like what you can do. I started just stay in a punch and bag. And he says, coming in, I don't need money. Just come in anytime you want. And he gave me the key. So basically, on that kind of space, I have access to I see a lot of Julio Rivera, I guess. Yes, I guess Julio Rivera gym. He was a boxer. I don't know how big it is.
Wait, you're talking about Yuri Vaulin?
No. Julio Rivera is a Spanish.
Julio
He was a
Okay.
Mexican.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mexican. That's correct. Yes, really.
Okay.
I mean, like really nice. Is not only one Russian guy was there.
I remember that gym.
Hispanics.
Hispanic, yeah, Hispanic black neighborhoods. That's kind of way, just that kind of crowd. So, and that days when I'm training and a couple boxers like, okay, show me what you do. What I said, seriously? And he said, yeah, I want to do it. And everybody just sees. So I just fight over there like 3-4 fights in a row with the guys. And no, seriously, it just was for me. It was like just like a sparring day. I'm not going to punch them. I use my gloves, right? Boxing gloves. But I roll with him. I throw them, I kick them, I do the armbar, I submit them. And because they never was submitted in his lives. The boxers, doesn't matter size, bigger, faster, smaller. And it was a great experience too. So, and everybody just after that, so they can like more recognize. It was like, it's like, show me that, how you do this, how you do that. So it just was a little kind of different. Yeah.
Did you ever work out with the Russian Red Devils?
Yes, that's one of St. Petersburg. Yes, that's a friend of mine actually was a trainer. They teach the guys there, and but they didn't go far away. Long way is good. All the time when I just get there, I see that or people get a little cocky, like a little more tense, and they try to prove they better because they're Russians, but they kind of lock himself down because I'm open to learn all the time, even right now. Be honest with you, I'm just finished last weekend. It was big weekend. It's like Saturday and Sunday. There was TRX Summit, right? What I mean, summit is big one. Does mean people was from around the world: Uruguay, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, South America, South Africa. People was from everywhere, like 150 people. It's great events, great speakers. Of course, the foundation, who is like that guy who made it, TRX, Navy SEAL guys, Admiral, who served 40 years in Navy SEALs, was there. And we do a couple classes, and the atmosphere is perfect, It's beautiful. I mean, so I'm not scared to learn something, and not even alone, I want to add something to me. So anything, for example, you say like, listen, I like that. And I was like, show me. If that work for me, if I like it, I take it.
Oh, it's like
Any
a good
sport.
chef, a good
I'm serious.
ingredient.
That's
you need
correct.
to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm just from A to Z. So if you don't know the concept of something, how are you going to fight against that?
Of course. Let me throw some old school names at you. Oleg Taktarov.
Yes.
Did you ever roll with him or have experiences with him?
No, I didn't. And I know the couple of people who just put so much names in him, all other thoughts, but he never been champion. I mean, in Russia.
Okay, in Sambo.
In Sambo, he's of course better people than him, so many, but he have a big mouth. Some like a McGregor, you know. So he just love to talk. Yeah, he like to talk. He like to show like I am. Even like after that, if John remember that after the, I guess Oklahoma, right?
So when Tank Abbott, when he choked out Tank Abbott.
No. After one I fought, he was in my trail, my corner. No. And I was like, we were gonna just in the kind of after party, and I tried to run away from that point because I was like, he just started talking as like he is a Russian fighter and. Or anybody who want to just sign up with him, I was like, oh my God. So, and I just tried to be like, disappear in the crowd. So kind of just a little, I like quiet stuff.
Okay. What about Amar Suloev?
Amar Suloev. That's some kind of Amar Suloev.
Okay.
No. It's more just kind of southern. Some Georgian or some name, yeah.
What about with the Australian John Donahue?
John Donahue, it's I'm really bad for the name.
My referee.
Yes. That's what I was exactly. I meet him in a Gene LeBell school actually. Very, very educated person on jiu-jitsu. Very, very educated. And when we roll, I was really impressed. Because normally when I just roll with people, what I do? So I'm just give to people, do with me some whatever it is, and I'm just escape in that position and just don't finish it, but continue to move from one point to point B to see what people doing. Okay, so my idea was that people with any fighters, don't just submit them. I want to see is like what his skills. All right, so that's my kind of thing. And of course, I see like one opportunity for me. Just I can, for example, escape from some point, grab some neck or leg, and just let it go. You know. So, but some people understand it, some people not, and continue to do it again. So that's mean sometimes I have to do a little firmly, and that's become like more understandable, you know. So
John Perretti, I've heard about legendary training sessions between John Donahue, this gentleman, yourself. How would you describe that gym atmosphere between everybody?
Where?
Well, I mean, it could be anywhere where you guys were working.
No, I don't know what you're referring to. Where? Are you talking about at LeBell's? Or are you talking about in New York City?
No, I'm talking about LeBell's in California.
Oh, well, LeBell's camp was it was where they rode motorcycles because Gene thought motorcycles were sex. So you know, we went there. That camp was really, really small. It was in his cabin. The mats were Mike Swain red mats because it didn't show the blood. And they were man, I was there a lot. So it was some sadistic times, man. And and John Donahue was, you know, he's Gene's second original black belt. I mean, he was a sycophant of jiu-jitsu, but yeah, he was a dominant guy. He blew up way past his scale artificially and kind of took him out of his game, and he started injuring himself. But that's what happens when you get into extracurricular activities.
So
Go ahead,
Igor,
I don't know.
yeah. So Igor, do you remember ever rolling with Gokor?
Yes. It was the same story. He was so aggressive. He wanted to kill me. He wanted to destroy me. And I was kind of smiling because he started so hard. And I would just escape once to hold it, let him go, and there was continue. But he's tried really hard. I know that. Yeah. I mean, he's a good fighter. I'm not saying he's bad, but it's just, he's really strong guy. But he really want to dominate me. And after that, so I roll even with his kind of, maybe his student, because he teach in Gene LeBell school. But I don't remember the name, guy. This is a little bigger guy.
I was there. I brought you there.
Yeah. Yes. We just get together from Vegas. Yes. Yeah. And it was good, but I was glad, basically I found all keys for that guys. Basically, I didn't see nothing like threatening, like we are working actually some point with John Perretti with some kind of Brazilian guys with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not with John Lewis, not with other Epidineras, with other guy. Was little guy. I don't remember him. Was really like maybe like he's like 150, 160. Remember like with John Lewis, he was in his school from Brazil. I don't remember the name, but he really impressed me because he was like really kind of motoric and really like all his links was really short, and even just try to pick up and try to hold. We start in the gi, and we just remove the gi, start do without the gi, and I mean, like not him, not me can do anything, but I feel that big threat from them, big threat.
I think it was Jean Hawk, actually. Jean Hawk, wasn't it?
I don't remember the name. I just saw it. So.
You said John Hall? Did you thought his name was John Perretti?
Hawk.
Okay. Yeah.
Roque Hawk.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Igor, John Perretti likes to we talk offline.
Yeah.
And he likes to talk to me about training sessions. How is Perretti in the gym? I mean, on the mats, how is Perretti? Look at Perretti walking away from here.
Sometimes he become really cocky.
I believe that.
He's broke my nose. He's broke my nose. I kill him like a motherfucker. That was for real. That's what's really pissed me off. What happened? So he tell you like about that ball, right?
Yeah.
But he talked to the guys on the side. So like, Igor, go just do some stuff. Right? So I was like, all right. So me and our team we just do some stuff. He make that all the guys jump in me, hold me down, and I hold the ball. He tried to pull the ball out. It was like 5 minutes, okay? He slapped me in the face, just all kind. And I said, like, I'm get out, I'm just kill you. And he started running away. And I was like, it was 5 minutes. So my arms don't work already. I can't even pick up my arms. So my shoulders like out. So was kind of gong, ring, whatever that I was stop. And I'm standing. And suddenly I decide to sit down. I don't know, reaction of John was there, and he threw the knees so fast and switched the legs, and I was right in my nose and my face. I said, seriously? And I was laid down. My nose was on the side. I was in Vegas. I was like, now I'm really going to kill you. That was like one story. I'm serious. It's like, hold on. I got to fix your nose. Don't touch me. And like two guys hold my arms, it's like fix my nose.
And we fixed your nose. So
yes.
I mean, but that really doesn't compare to him breaking my back by twisting me.
Oh no.
A little fucking nose problem, broken back problem, intentionally twisting me past where my body could go. But we don't talk about that shit.
So,
that was funny.
John, you bring in Igor, and you guys have a demonstration for the potential investors of Extreme Fighting. Obviously, it went over well. You got your first round of funding for the first event.
No, that's not true. We had the funding temporarily for Extreme Fighting 1. Then we lost our backing. We lost it because they did this fucking thing called Woodstock 2, which 3 people watched. It was kind of like the Contenders, you know. So we lost our backing and we had to start all over again. That's Igor Zinoviev he didn't know it at the time, but he was to fight Royce Gracie on Extreme Fighting 1.
Oh, nice. Oh, great to know right now.
So Woodstock 2 took place August 13th and 14th, 1994. And
those guys decided. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so
you got the thing in front of you, which is great. Thank you.
Okay, so your Extreme Fighting event was supposed to be in 94 then, and it got delayed until November 18th, 1995.
That's correct.
Wow. So you hook in with Bob Guccione Jr. How does...
No, not yet. Not yet. The Zuckerman, we had, what the fuck's the name of the company? Anyway, whoever produced, I just can't remember right now, Woodstock 2. I can't find it, but it's not important. What's important is that they lost $26 million in one night, and so we lost Extreme Fighting. So we had to endure another fucking year of watching the Ultimate in its ridiculousness.
Well, I remember that. I remember one thing, John. I'm sorry. So when John was that pissed, and I'm continuing to train actually in his house, and he's like, "Well, we lost some stuff," and we was like really ready. I remember like we really was ready to fight because we do a lot of sparring, a lot of crazy workout in his house, crazy completely. And I was like, "So what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I guess we have to, you take a little break and then we just continue to train because we have to be ready for that kind of event anytime." So, but you know, the problem is you can keep yourself in that condition full time, full year, because everybody have a limit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how strong you are. That's when injuries become. And of course, John know I have injuries, but of course, I try to hide it, but nobody know how bad is my injuries, you know? And all my fights I did with already big injuries. My knees, my back was out completely. At one point, I think I was even paralyzed because I was 1 month on the floor, 1 month.
Wow.
My legs didn't work. And my toes started moving a little bit.
I mean, Igor, as long as you had extra cement to make a cast, I mean, to me, it sounds like it's easy fix.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it's not.
So, John Perretti, Extreme Fighting 1. So you wanted to start off with Royce Gracie versus Igor Zinoviev?
Yeah, it was $1 million contract.
See, you say $1 million.
We offered Royce $1 million.
Okay, but to counter this, in Black Belt Magazine, Royce did an article stating that you only offered him $5,000 and that
$5,000?
I'm just quoting.
No, I just want to hear this right.
You offered him $5,000, and of course he said no because it was such an insult. And that guy named Mario Sperry on the card, you know, really, what's he counting, practice matches? I mean, it was very condescending.
I don't know what to say. I mean, do you want me to talk about all the purposeful mismatches that he entertained and all the bodybuilders that he got to twist their arm who didn't know what the fuck they were doing? I mean, some of those guys I could have beaten at that time. It's true. It was not $5,000. I mean, you could ask health what he got paid. I mean, it's just he got offered $1 million. You can figure this out with Donald Zuckerman. He did all the money, but I was there, and coincidentally, Horian's guy was a gym member at Madison Avenue Muscle in New York City, my gym. So we had a rapport immediately because he was like, "Holy shit, John Perretti, it is you." Bump, and then we started. We negotiated for that thing. And Horian was ready, willing, and able to put his little brother in his pajamas against some unknown fucking judo guy.
I tell you, Zinoviev versus Royce, with Zinoviev like kind of being one of those ghost fighters without the background, that's easily accessible. I think we'd have a different conversation today in regards to how many gyms are where and what background they are. I think there'd be an increase in Sambo here in the United States.
Whole different history of MMA if that went down.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yes. But believe or not, if I'm looking back a little bit right now, I was like, was big risk about everything because you think you know everything, but more deep down, I go to jiu-jitsu or some other, contact sport. You just kind of like more understanding. You kind of not know everything. You have to continue education, let's say that, because everything's going to progressively go so far right now. So far. So it just, when I see, we're watching right now some, any UFC fights, right? It's basically everybody do the same thing, right? So it's kind of like idea, everybody gonna start up, maybe like a little ground fighting, maybe a little this, maybe a little that, then we'll see who's better condition. But as John Perretti that days was actually different idea. We try to, he tried to create what's better sport, what kind of mixed martial arts is better, what on taekwondo or jiu-jitsu or judo or sambo, or kind of like what type is like a typical like a blood sport, but of course not. That's why he, in the beginning, I don't know if he tell you that or not, but he actually was great matchmaker because he tried to roll, bless you, he tried to roll with everyone by himself. He tried to peer up. He's standing up with everyone. And sometimes even Vegas, the couple guy from Hawaii show up and he say, "You can roll with them and just tell me what do you think." And I roll with them and we're standing up and I'll let just, even if you, John, remember like I will work with Nick, the kickboxer guy, Muay Thai guy. So the John just make a drill. I can roll with them. I can put them down, not submit them, just put them down. And the guy can kick me and punch me like how he wants. So of course, like my legs was bruised up completely. I can't even bend my knees after that, but we did that kind of drills. So it was that kind of idea, but right now, when you see, it's that's, I understand they become like MMA sport, but that's not what the original idea.
Okay. So John Perretti, you put together a tournament. This gentleman's first fight is Harold German, known as the Flash, a boxer out of New York, an amateur boxer out of New York. Igor, going into your first round of your first recorded fight, professional recorded fight,
yeah.
Was there any, trepidation? Were you nervous?
Basically, no, actually not at all, because it's we train so hard, right? We train so much. I want to just be in a ring. I want to just go in the ring. That's it. But at the same time, it's was kind of like numbness, I don't hear the crowd. Yeah.
Finally.
So
yeah. John, did you intentionally put Igor and Mario Sperry on opposite ends of that tournament?
I'm sorry?
Did you
Did
put
we what?
Mario Sperry and Igor on the opposite ends of that tournament intentionally?
On opposite ends?
Well,
As
it's a
opposed to
four-man
having
tournament.
them fight first round.
Yes. In fact, anything that happened in terms of the categorization or the chronology or any of that stuff, you can blame me.
No. I guess there was originally I have to fight with somebody else, not a Harold German.
That's
there was
correct.
somebody different, but couple guys not show up. They're scared.
No. They stood me up. They crapped out. They they falsified situations. They created. The dog ate their homework that day.
Yeah, so it was originally not fight. He's not supposed to fight with me. Yes, he's supposed to fight with somebody else. And he said, "I'll fight with him. I don't care." So
you have to understand that. You
Yeah.
have to understand. I was under incredible pressure to create a professional format with people that didn't know anything about amateur or professional formats.
Yeah.
We had these meetings in California where I think someone quoted me as saying, "I don't care if they wear golf shoes in the ring, if they can't defend the tackle from 10 feet away, they're worthless." And I think it was Bob Wall who said the shoes are very important. But yes, I'm responsible for that. But juxtaposing different people and where they could be, it was very stressful, by the way.
Yeah, especially it's your first one out. Yeah.
But we trained really hard, man. I mean, it was.
Well, we traveled from
He was training.
Yeah,
He was training for Royce Gracie, in my mind.
Well, some would argue he got a harder opponent. I mean,
Absolutely.
Mario
Sperry.
Well, I think Walid said to me that Sperry could have beaten Royce with basically one arm.
Well, we just had Sperry on, and Sperry said that they watched UFC 1, and they were yelling at the TV as well as Carlson Gracie, going, "How does he get these guys? We want these guys. We want these guys." Like, this is like they were. John, you refer to UFC 1 as purposeful mismatches, and
no, I refer to the whole UFC prior to me walking in the door as purposeful mismatches, because that was the nicest way that I could put a work in front of people for them to understand what it meant. If Joey's gonna fight, my 5-pound, English bull terrier, and everyone thinks, the dog has a chance, that's the promoter. You know what I mean?
okay, right. Well, Mario Sperry essentially confirms that in regards to it. So, Igor, Mario Sperry, it's your second fight of the night. You go back to the locker room after a 40-second KO. I don't know if you've got adrenaline going, if you've got to calm yourself down, but Mario Sperry, future Hall of Famer, ADCC Hall of Famer, one of the greatest grapplers of our era. Not an easy fight for you.
No, of course not. I heard about Mario Sperry, but I didn't see. I don't know this fight. I don't know nothing about it. Okay, so, and be honest with you, so I was kind of ready to anything, and of course, first time I was just kind of, I thought I can swivel and return and throw it away, and suddenly he put me down. I was like holy crap. So, and that's my mind started to work a little different, and I come down, and that was the fight begins, of course. But in my mind, I'm not even just looking forward to give up or something, and because it's not a point how I'm tired or we do some stuff, and my rib was broken already. It was like one rib was in, one out. So, and that's when I just stay by the cage. I try to pop my rib back. So, and when my rib back, I start breathing normal. Like, oh, okay, I can breathe normal. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was not like this, and so it just like a small flashes memories, and so yeah.
Mario Sperry, 273-0. John Perretti.
Yeah, that's Carlson. But do you remember what you said to me after the fight about him, about Mario? Igor,
No.
you said that he was like a spirit.
Oh yeah, no,
That
yeah,
he-
yeah,
that-
I remember that. Yes. He was like really, yes. He was like seriously. It's kind of first time in my life I feel like basically like an octopus, just really kind of he feel my body, every my move, he kind of isolated, so it's pretty interesting. And then we just kind of forget that kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, Sperry, he had a couple interesting quotes. One, there were certain people that said he was wiping blood off the mat. He didn't tap. Well, we asked Mario, and he said, "Man, I would proudly tap at that moment to Zinoviev." And if you look at Sperry interviews right around that time, he said there's two Mario Sperrys in his career. One that was before Igor Zinoviev, and one that was after. That's the biggest compliment you can give an opponent.
That's high praise.
So I mean, but anyway, so I meet him after when we even just work in IFL, and I mean, he's a great gentleman. Of course, we always talk about rematch, but in that case, if I got a rematch, I do absolutely different totally.
So in Abu Dhabi ADCC, they have like masters super fights. Does that interest you?
I have so much injury. It was really interesting. I'm just be honest with you. So what happens? Last year, my left shoulder, so I do second time surgery, right? So total rotator cuff. She to take some teres minor from my back muscle and reattach all three other muscles on my shoulder. So it's 1 year ago. So I just barely like my left arm only like 30% right now, not on 100, forget about it. So I just do, maybe if I do one arm, 60 pounds, 65 pounds, like 15 times, like a couple times, but a couple of reps. But my right shoulder, just months ago, I did another surgery. So this is not even, I'm just touch my nose.
Mike's trying to pull you out of retirement.
That's how I just kind of like, yeah, I would like, but I'm just still working with a great, I mean, like friend of mine. He's, see, that's another story. So a lot of good fighters around, great fighters, jiu-jitsu guys. It's Ryan Conforti, that he have a school here in Florida when I live in West Palm Beach. He's a great. He for a while can get his black belt because his black belt community try to make him to pay money for his black belt. I was shocked when I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you told me.
So he was working for the 10th Planet for a while. He get a brown belt, and I mean, he beat so many black belts, so many. I mean, he's like a 155 pounds guy, but it's incredible. I would like to just like see him in a big ring. I try to help him just to make it. And of course, it's forget about 36 years old, nobody interested because like how many fights he can do? 1, 2. That's not right.
Is that the gym you're working? Is that the gym you're working out at right now?
Yeah.
And what's the name of the gym?
Rocky Wave.
Okay.
It's like West Palm Beach, Rocky Wave. I can send it some like a link for you. I mean,
of course. I'll put it in the bio. Yeah,
it's great. I mean, like he's compete himself, so he is really recognizable in industry and Naga and all our jiu-jitsu. Leg locks for him is just I can bet he can break the legs 10 guys in a row. Swear to God.
Wow.
I enjoy roll with him. You have no idea. We like two squirrels together. And he's
Good.
like a smaller weight than me. But okay, so I just to tell about him a little bit. He's strong like as a hell. So, like he can hold just, like do they hold it like a kettlebell? You go on the ground and standing up, right? Yeah. So he can hold easily 100 pounds of dumbbell. Go lie down, hold an arm, go on the ground completely, and standing up.
Come on.
The Turkish get-ups.
Turkish, correct. Exactly. Once we was in a gym, right? He hold the girl. He hold the girl and standing up with the girl. And the girl is not a dumbbell.
Sounds like Gene LeBell running around with Bruce Lee over his head.
Swear to God, seriously. It's just, I mean, he's like, deadlift for like 3 plates of both sides. I know that's not impress anyone, but he's crazy strong.
Functional strength.
So is he strong like John Lober?
Much stronger.
Stronger than Lober.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Not an offense to John Lober because he's younger.
It's all relative,
he's
Mike.
stronger. He's stronger. Okay. Oh, I can tell you one thing seriously about him. I'm not trying to promote him, but
Go ahead. No, dude, you're on our podcast. You're on our
he's
podcast.
He's my buddy.
Please.
He's my buddy for real. Seriously. I hold the punch and kicks, so many different guys. Heavyweights. Even that day is Arnold Andrulovsky coming in and I hold focus gloves for him. And yeah, he kicked like a mule. Yeah, yes, he punched great. Ryan, we hold the pads, right? I hold the pads normally. He do spinning kick. And normally I tell the guys, you knock me out or just put my leg out, or I can say stop or slow down. I give you $10. Not even one heavy guy can do that. He was kicked like so hard. I can handle it, but I was like holy macaroni. This is a little one, can kick that like a move. Wow. That was incredible, seriously.
All right. So John Perretti, our paths started to cross because we both have a disdain for the whitewashing of history, in particularly mixed martial arts. We can agree on that. And oftentimes people will say at UFC 9, when Don Fry beat Bitech, it was kind of like the changing of the guard, showing that maybe jiu-jitsu wasn't invincible and that they had a foe in wrestlers. This gentleman's fight right here with Sperry took place 1 week prior. I would argue that the teeter-totter with jiu-jitsu started kind of changing the balance structure with Zinoviev versus Sperry.
Well, the proven fear is that you say in Black Belt Magazine that we got criticized. And, that kind of irks me because I never read it. But I don't know if Igor read it, but I didn't read it.
I'll read it to you in the wrap-up.
And I think it's it's bothering me because, if Royce thought so little of Mario, how come he didn't roll with Mario?
All right, so I texted Mario the article, and I didn't get a phone call, but the response was, "Oh my God!" Like this article was written 20 some odd years ago, 30 years ago, and I think Mario wanted to fight. Like I think he was looking for this fight after it, so it still made him angry.
Me. I'm all agitated myself. I just, you can rewrite history. You can be Rogerian. Like that. And decide that you're going to hide facts. But the facts are that Royce never fought Mario Sperry, and there's a reason.
Of course.
Oh, their resumes aren't even close.
No,
Royce and Sperry, they're not even comparable.
Royce fought. Royce's record is filled with savages. It is, but Sperry's different. Sperry's just
Wait,
he's different.
this isn't the Royce Gracie show. This is the Igor Zinoviev show.
No,
So,
it's your show.
Like the
It's not my
focus,
show. Come on. What's
Thank you.
my
Thank
show?
you.
It's not my show.
Joey, please, let's not make Perretti mad. All right, Joey?
Well,
All right.
I can feel my blood pressure going. It's not good for a 68-year-old.
Here, Igor Zinoviev. You actually
Yes.
rolled at a few of the early jiu-jitsu tournaments in California, Joe Moriera.
Yes, that's right.
Did you and Moriera ever share a mat together?
No. But no, we not. But I guess he knows about me. So, but that was it's funny because, and I guess in the final one was the rolling with one of the Gracie guy. Gracie was like stop the fight, and it's like how I don't remember what is like a blue belt or purple, something like this, and he was totally protest because he said like how Igor can roll with that guy, he have to fight in a black belt division or something. He's like whatever champion. I said nobody give me a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I said if you give me black belt in jiu-jitsu, I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. It's no big deal. And that's what he was confused, and match was continue. Yeah, he stepped out from the tatami. Yeah, that
Do you
point.
know which Gracie it was? Do you know which one?
I don't remember. John, do you remember that? It was kind of confusion. Was stop the fight, and there was a big arguments about that. And I was like, nobody give me black belt, so just John Lewis was there.
Yeah, you'd have to ask John. I don't. So much happened. That's all compressed in time, and the excuses. They pile up really fast about why somebody can't compete or this or that and then nobody wanted any part of them. I also don't remember you rolling around with the Armenian.
Yeah. Was this another day from John Donahue was other day, and for the first day.
I don't remember
because we was couple times with
absolutely
John LeBell.
Yeah, and I think I was there every time you were there.
Yes. He was there.
I just no, I guess I was distracted by the
because
aura of Gokor.
You roll with someone also that day. That's why maybe just you don't see it.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're here. Let's moving forward.
Yeah.
Extreme Fighting 2, April 26, 1996. Steve Faulkner is your opponent. Steve Faulkner was the #1 Wing Chun guy in the world, a student of Duncan Luang. And, John Perretti, you said that going into this fight that Zinoviev had never fought anyone that blocks, punches, and kicks like this guy does.
Except me.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. I was prepared for that. Yes.
I'm not saying that could have beaten him, but
similar movement.
I understood his ass.
But his problem is, again, I'm not supposed to fight with that guy. That guy he says, I fight with anyone. I don't care because I'm a fighter, and I beat. I mean, that's his was. He beat everyone. So I supposed to fight with Orlando Vito.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's right.
French
kickboxer. And negotiation right before the fight. Like we already in Canada. And John Perretti get to my room and say like, okay, so Orlando want to make a rules. First 5 minutes or first round, we do guys just Muay Thai. And I say, okay, fine.
And I said no.
Yeah, I say, okay, fine.
Not changing the rules for a kickboxer.
Well, but I say fine. It's like I don't care. And he's quit anyway, so I guess that day before we just warm up and I mean, we train and I throw a couple kicks, something else, and I guess that's what's make him so think he's not really welcome.
I remember the door. I remember the him walking in the room. I remember everything about that particular thing. I remember that I was so pissed off that I called him a coward, I think, and
yeah.
and he threatened me too. So him and his wife, he had a beautiful wife. So yeah, I remember everything about it. But rules make the sport, and I made the rules.
Yeah.
Mike, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Orlando Week takes off. That is the event where the police department and immigration was trying to deport and arrest everybody.
Yes.
Igor, were you arrested after that event?
Yes. Yeah, like everyone. Yeah, it was
brings through it.
Yeah.
Not like everyone.
What do you mean? Like we put all the prisoners in the car one by one, and they say like, please don't not resist. So I was like, sure, let's go. So we just got there, and John said everything's gonna be okay. I was like, fine. So actually we was in a camera with Faulkner. Yeah, so we just shared a camera together. It was good.
At this point,
and funny part is actually that's all the fighters, we was just same kind of all together, and all that things, just to meet us pretty good, just people talk, PT that, they let us go do a little exercise. They put all fighters together, put us in a kind of, basketball area. People just relax a little bit there. So the cops, they think against us, they understand, they arrest us, and we have to spend like a Saturday and Sunday in jail until Monday, until judge coming in. Yay. Nice, good milk, the food, it was okay.
At this point, you're not worried that they're going to send you back to Russia or deport you or anything?
No. I don't know. That kind of point, I don't even think about that. I don't know why. Yeah. That's kind of like don't get in my head, because we didn't do nothing wrong. We didn't do nothing illegal, basically. And
I agree.
And of course, like it can be good for everyone. Somebody found like you wrong, but
mutually
I don't know.
Everybody agreed to fight. You guys fought, no big deal. Well,
yeah, it wasn't about that.
Well, Igor, what was your thoughts of John Perretti returning to the country in order to spend his time in jail with you guys?
Well, that was absolutely, and I said, like, John, why you do that? So he's like, because he said, that's my fighter. I brought you here, and I'll be with you until the O's end, and I'm going to be left myself last one from an event. So basically, he just like a captain, like ship is drowned, and he stay by last one.
It's a good captain.
Yeah,
yes,
John,
absolutely.
John, I tell you, it was the best move you could have made, man. The respect that
absolutely,
the locker room respect that you had received after that, people are still talking about it today.
Yeah. Well, but because
I could have hid in my room and ordered pizza like some fighters.
Yeah,
I can't blame them for that either. I can't blame them for that. I'm from the south side of Chicago. Running from the cops is just something we did, man. I mean, I'm not faulting anybody on that.
You know what the funny part? So that day, I was like 190, right? So I'm still 190. So my weight is not growing. He's like, you have to go 205. I was like, I can't. So he always tried to fit me, right? So he ordered like big steaks. I can't finish it. I don't know how many 30 ounces. I almost like threw up. Swear to God, he tried to feed me the steaks. Oh, that's my memories. It's crazy. He feed me, and just he was like maybe it's my brother, like all my brother. I mean, I feel much close to him, to anybody else around me.
Well,
Yeah.
Igor, you also don't do interviews. I mean, you don't.
No.
And
No,
the only reason
not to no one.
No,
No one.
No.
You know why? I'll be honest with you, seriously. And I tell John before, actually, that. So everybody asks about Epstein, right? And I can tell the truth, because my truth big shocking everyone. That kind of monster when everybody represent Epstein does not exist. He is not that kind of person. I worked for him several years. I never ever see any teenage girls. He have like 2 or 3 girlfriends. It's like 24, 25, but nothing. Whatever. Because if I see something like this, I probably gotta kill by myself. Okay. So, and what is a lie about that? More. So, hypothetically, if that kind of sick person do that before, he can't just stop doing that just one day like this. So that's mean they have supposed to do that again, right? It's just that's a sickness. But I never ever see him. I work for him 24/7. I travel with him, France, New Mexico, all islands, all the time, like New York, just we was working everywhere. I'm not trying to just make his name better. His was Carl, okay? He never just gonna just choke himself like this, of course, because he love himself. But when it's good for him, he always give to people education. If he find out anyone so not educated, he send them to the college, she pay for everything. So all people who was around him was totally educated, completely. He sent it to me when I was already working for him bodyguard. He sent it to me to Baltimore, to Executive Protection School. I finished it. I was one person who was private sector. All other people was FBI, CIA guys, director of CIA was all, and every just, okay? I was one person for private sector. After that school, right? It was like, I don't remember, like 3 weeks or something. I have a lot of letters from that kind of high level guys. Okay, so honored to be with you, la la la, and same team. So it's a big thing, it's just, I don't know what happens in his life. I thought he's like all the time want to get like more politically. Want to get jump into politics, that's what happens. That's a period.
Okay.
All right, so that's like my short try to explain you. And because all the time when I just try to be nice to people and they try to report and just pull from me something, and they put some upside down. I was like, seriously? I don't say that. No, remember you say that. I say, I'm not even say that. And well, that's why I'm not go just do anything like this anymore.
Well, Igor, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
We will not clip that out of here.
No, you can't.
No,
it doesn't matter for me.
Wait. We will not clip that out. And I'm going to check the box that people cannot use this interview for other, for their purposes. Because, if you take a little snippet out of exactly what you just said, they can frame it any other way.
Yes.
Either listen to this whole interview or don't at all. That's it.
Yeah.
So, I agreed upon not asking any questions in regards to this.
Well, but I just tell the truth from my heart. Seriously,
okay.
I'm not this person, right? So, for example, he is that level, right? I'm like this. I'm on the bottom. I work for him. His assistant, we have to go to the island. His assistant called me and say, Igor, Jeffrey would like to ask you go with us on an island for 6 days. And I asked her, I was like, why you only tell me that? I work for him. Yeah, but he's really, like maybe you decide to spend time with your son. I'm like, but I work for him. How I just would decide to spend time with my son? He's like, yeah, it's the right answer, but that's what he would like to do. I will send the car for you. So this was kind of always, I never ever heard from him cursing anything. He never cursed. Swear to God. Yep. Everything was really kosher. He meets some other people, of course, but most of the time, even I bring him to some kind of like a meeting or something. I wait in a car, but it was just pretty interesting, you know. And when I heard that a lot of bimbos on TV try to cry and just explain, I was like, are you serious? Same thing like with Donald Trump. That's whatever. 20 years later, she decided to sue him for that money. So, come on. That's just funny.
Yeah, I stay out of all that. I stay out of all
Well, see, that's what it is. This is just like a pathetic. I understand that if she ran in the same day, it's like, oh, he raped me or something else. I got it. Yes, they can do that. Not 20 years later.
No, it seems like theater to me. But there are certain radars of people I don't want to be on. I don't want to be on those radars.
I got it. I do. Exactly.
MMA history show. I work for Bare Knuckle. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's my.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but a lot of people, they hear some ideas and they get some negative, like absolutely opinion about other people because they not only use his brains. If you put some pieces together, they're not working. They're not connected. But people doesn't want to think. And I was like, oh my God, seriously, that's not work. So.
John Perretti.
I forgot.
Well, I'll help you remember something, John Perretti. You were in Japan. You were in Japan July 7th, 1996. Japan Valley Tudo, Enson Inoue was this gentleman's opponent. And let me tell you something. Enson Inoue at this time, top 5 in the world, easily. Easily.
It's a great fight. Great guy.
Really He's a John Lewis renewed black belt. He was a black belt, dropped out to a white belt, and back to a black belt. That's what Lewis told me.
Igor, your opinion of Enson Inoue and your recollection of this fight.
Well, this is kind of one we talked with John. That was maybe John don't remember that, but John say he bigger than you in weight, and don't play with him. Don't. You have no choice. If you start doing your game, forget about it. You can't be nice anymore. So I understand. So I have to come in because I was already like kind of injured. My knee was a little bit kind of out, and it's like I understand. And he is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I already have idea was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it's not just regular people because I already roll with a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. So.
Do you remember what we trained for that fight? You remember you used to hand them the arm and then pull the elbow in just slightly?
Yes.
While they went for the straight arm, for that arm bar from the guard?
Yes.
And then you reached over to punch. We practiced that shit.
Yes. We did a lot. So, and that's what at point. So when we started, so of course, everybody start fight. And I did like really kind of sloppy jab, and he tackled right away. So that's why my arm automatically, I'm not even thinking, is automatically going to guillotine, and I'm choking him a little bit. I'm sweep him and the ground, and he guarded me right away. And when I decided to just open up and just one punch, knock him out. That's it.
Well,
I remember that fight. Basically, this was kind of like a preparation what we did before, because when we do in a scenario, if that kind of like more continue, so I'm basically in a bottom position, right, in a guard position, right, and he punching me, so that's when I do armbar and punching back. So the same thing, but other way.
Yeah, 44-second knockout. Yeah.
It's surprise. Yes, I understand, but he not expect that. Okay, so that's why we try, like a John Perretti, try to make that is not. And you know what's funny? Actually, I guess after that, not after that, before that, remember, like Victor Belfort was like young, and he was like 18 years old. I remember that. He
17.
17, and he stay by the cage. He look at me, and he's like, put her head down, and he's like, I know what to do. And he start boxing right away. He start punching, and look how his boxing skills unbelievable. It's unbelievable, seriously.
Well, yeah. I will tell you, sometimes you learn a lot in a loss. And anyway, at this time, he loses to Joe Estes, loses to yourself, and then he goes on a run that includes, Royce Alger in the UFC, gets the win back against Estes, loses to Frank Shamrock, but beats Randy Couture. Like Enson, anyway, if you watch that Frank Shamrock fight, you're not going to tell me he's not top 3 in the world at that time. Just watch the Frank. Frank is number 1 in the world. Okay. Watch him in Inoue and tell me that Inoue isn't this much right behind him. Inoue's a savage.
Yeah, he is a great fighter. Seriously, I was like, when I just see that, I was like, did I fight with that monster? I was like, shit.
You know, him and his brother who
brother
got
was
him
so
a
pissed
fucking
off.
face.
Yeah.
Egan.
Brother was so pissed. Yeah.
Perretti, it looked like Egan wanted to fight you after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And those guys are outstanding athletes. You know, they come from that handball shit. You know, they're Olympic guys. They're just, their conditioning is incredible. And you got one little pissed off fucking guy in my face, but it wasn't the first time.
And certainly not the last.
No.
Fortunately. With Inoue. Well, you used to work at Scores. You were one of the managers.
That's correct. No, I'm not manager. I was security.
Security.
Yes, security.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a lot of celebrities in and out of there. And
that's
I
right.
wouldn't mention a celebrity's name unless they had talked about it on the radio show.
Yes.
Howard Stern. How was he?
Yes. Actually, he's such a fun guy. He always sit, of course, like that kind of people sit in the VIP area. And but he was absolutely good. I mean, he have never ever problem. He talking nicely. He talking with everyone, and I'm not drinking, but I don't think he is drink much, and he just was pretty fun. Yeah.
You also trained Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture for their fights against Tito Ortiz.
Yes. No. I didn't train Chuck Liddell.
No, just Randy?
No. Randy and Lindland, Lindland, right? Lindland.
Matt Lindland, yes.
Matt Lindland, yeah. They show up in our school in New York, in Brooklyn. I guess they shot some movie over there, and Douglas Crosby bring him to the school. Yeah, so, and I get a class over there. And of course, I said, like, guys, come on, jump in the class, and they train. And of course, we do like a regular train, but was surprisingly, I was like really, they didn't, we do some drills, of course, like as usual. But it's really hard when the people, I'm really a guy who really love every fighters, but sometimes when the people not familiar with the drills, it's really problem to repeat that. You confuse, all right? So if I tell you like we do jumping jacks, it's not just the push-ups. We do jumping jacks with a kettlebell and jump on a box. Okay, that's a little different, right? So This is kind of like until you get a momentum to do that. I mean, we don't do that exercise, but kind of like hypothetically, I just like to try to sell. So we do like 5 guys per row up, right? One person stay in the middle, and from 5 different directions, you have different, threat. Somebody gonna punch you, somebody gonna kick you, and you have to respond it, right? So something you have to throw, you have to respond it back. So mostly throwing. So how you responded. And for beginning, it was like really slow, and they pick it up later on. But that was interesting how would I watch them, how I observe them, what they do. Yeah, so.
Did you have an intense training camp with them, or was it just moments of working out together?
Just moments of working out together, yes.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. You just show up. Yeah. No. It's not. I'm not preparing for the fights. No. But he was, yes. I mean,
you were also on a billboard for an anti-smoking ad.
Yes. Oh wow. How you know that? Jesus, you follow me everywhere? What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just joking. Yes, was there. Yes.
Yeah. Are you stronger than cigarettes? I think was the,
correct. That's right. That was the cancer and everything. So they asked me, and basically, believe it or not, so I was there. I was on a billboard around New York, yes. And a lot of newspaper was there, especially Russian newspapers. But of course, that was like a donation. I have no penny from that.
You got recognized.
One penny.
You got recognized. That's it.
Yes, correct. Yes, that's good enough.
What about Valeri Ignatov? He was a master of Sambo, Russian military instructor. He was originally from Sofia, Bulgaria. Do you remember him?
I remember that name.
Yeah, not.
Ignatov. I remember that name.
One of the questions I missed in Extreme Challenge 1, Victor Tatarkin,
yes.
Head of Sambo, United States.
Yes,
that was a teammate of yours as well, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yes, he is good. He's good judo player, good Sambo player. And he want to be like he's a hero with Oleg Taktarov, and he claimed he can beat Taktarov and all other things. I was like, all right, so you want to beat Taktarov, so you want to just fight, so it's no problem.
So he lost to John Perretti. Victor lost to Conan.
Yeah.
John, let's just be real direct here. Let's just be very direct.
You think you can do that?
You got extreme, obviously extreme fighting. You got 2 Russian Sambo guys kind of buried, in their unknowns. One of them beats Mario Sperry. Were you also trying to get Conan beat as well?
No.
That's a problem. This Conan have to fight other guy also. And that's a problem. Victor was a secondary opponent. Okay. As Victor was secondary opponent, and who was a fight with them? I don't remember. And Victor, and I was like, I was not agree, of course.
I just had it.
Because but Victor said like I gotta beat him up, so I'm not gonna have no problem. He mentions like I beat Oleg Taktarov. I beat him up, so just it's no problem. So I know what to do. So I was like, all right, so good luck for that. So
can you imagine if 2 Sambo guys won your tournament, John?
That's what's great. That's going to be great.
Especially, I mean, the guys you were fighting out of the most prestigious mixed martial arts team in the world at that time, from Carlson Gracie.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, but look at this right now. How it just everything's like a build it up, like a progressively. Everything's changed. It's like from
Igor. John won't answer. I'm going to ask you. Do you think Perretti was trying to, kind of show jiu-jitsu that there's other things in the world that are on the same level?
No, he have to really. He was not a jiu-jitsu guy. He was a striker. That's why he wanna prove. So it's not just a ground fighting. He's have to just prove that kicking, punching is more important to standing up. And if you can connect it, all that thing between, that's when you become a master. That's when you become a creation of that sport. So you can be able to survive on the ground, standing up and continue to fight. So, but John just pick up like really quick on the jiu-jitsu also. And just he's great. He's a great fighter, trust me.
He's brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. Yeah.
He's pretty nasty. He's pretty nasty. He can hide, but he's lightning speed. He can really kind of do some stuff. He's really fast.
So, John Perretti, I think at this point in mixed martial arts, there's a couple standout fighters that are just hard. They're hard individuals. And Zinoviev is definitely towards the top of that list. Would you agree, Perretti?
I think it's the tippy top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tippy top, because I touched everyone. You know
yes,
what I mean?
that's what it was. He just rolled with every second person, you know. I was just
and 90% people failed. You have to remember that, you know. Igor and I used to have these like kung fu guys used to come in, and Tai Chi guys, and all kinds of people from Russia, some fucking jujitsu guys from Russia. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
And you know, they all want to like do this and that and this and that. And I really wasn't a very good jujitsu guy, but I became a grappler. You know, I put my hands and my feet in my pocket and really dedicated myself for 10 years, you know, to that. And to experientially, you know, I was in his hands, you know, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, when you're around somebody on that level and you recognize who they are, and are willing to run away from them. I mean, he almost killed me in a fucking airport once. He was going to kill me. There's no doubt about it. No, it's the truth. He was going to kill me. I'm telling you. I know the difference. I know, and
I was angry, but I was.
I can stare. I'm talking. I can watch, you know, health eyeball me to death. But this was different. It was absolutely different.
That was funny.
Wow.
That was funny, seriously. But I won that money, $700. I remember that in the airport. And I got back to him. I was like, look at this, I win. He's like, don't get close to me. That was funny. That was hysterical, seriously.
John Lober. At this point, John Lober's got a win over Frank Sgamrock. Yeah, October 18th, 1996, Extreme Fighting 3. The Machine from...
Wait. Extreme Fighting?
Yeah, Extreme Fighting.
Great. Shamrock.
No.
What?
No.
Sorry.
No. John Lobo fight with Frank Shamrock in Japan and everything.
Okay. No. John, I think you got confused by my question. I should have phrased it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Lober's got a win over Frank Shamrock.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the few.
Yes.
And this gentleman lines up with Igor on October 18th, 1996. John Lober, I think, is incredibly underappreciated as a mixed martial artist.
He's pretty strong. He's bully.
Yeah.
I know that. Yes.
In a very hard individual as well.
Yes. He's like a Viking, let's say that. You know, like Vikings, when he just eat the mushrooms, he can be unstoppable. That's
a Viking.
Yes.
Viking. I would say he'd be a really hard neighbor to have in a trailer park.
Yeah,
that's right.
Say. Yes.
Because he owns the trailer park.
He runs the trailer park.
Exactly.
So this is fight. Actually, about this fight, it was pretty interesting. You know why? You want to be my honesty? I guess John not gonna kill me for that. Just before that fight, 5 days before, I'm training so hard, and I totally dislocate my left shoulder on a punching. And I was like, my arm shaking. I got totally rotated cuff out. I called John after the gym. I said, John, I think I'm out. John's like, no shit. I was like, yep. I can't lift my arm more than like 90 degrees. I'm done. He's like, well, relax. Well, worst case scenario, you got in the fight and you're gonna lose the fight. I'm like, dealio. So I'm basically agree. Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, money, because they get per diem, okay, for me. I don't remember, like 15 grand. I said, worst case scenario, you don't get it any after money, you're gonna lose the fight, you lose the title, and done deal. I was like, fine, I return it, we're gonna rematch it and just come back again. I said, sure. Because say that guy's incredible strong. I was like, I don't care, let's do it. So, of course, on the doctors wanted to check up. I'm lying. Of course, I'm trying to lift my arms, touch the nose, this. Simple exercise, you know. I did it. We pass, good. And John said, like, are you ready? So what's planned, like, after first round, basically, I'm gonna be quit. That's my honesty, swear to God, seriously. And I have no left arm. Nothing, zero, nothing. So we start.
Let me set the table on this.
Yeah.
Lober's 2-0. The fight after yours, which is 3 months later, it's Frank Sgamrock, who's arguably the best in the world at that time, or on his way to being one of the best in the world. He beats him. Like he beat Frank by split decision, you know, in Hawaii. But like you're getting Lober at his peak, who beat Frank on his way to his peak. So like at this moment, mixed martial arts, like right now, you need 20 or 30 fights for people to really kind of understand who you are. At this moment, you just needed a few very hard fights with high-end opponents to have the respect of the entire community. So go ahead.
So with that fights, so I get to the ring, right? John LeBell was in my corner. John Perretti invited him. I was really proud. But Gene LeBell don't know, so was our plan after the first round, basically, I have to quit. Yeah, because I have no shoulder. I have no shoulder. I have no shoulder. Okay. But he tried to save my money. Okay. Other way I have to return, you know, just, you know, okay. So, and I said like, okay, I'll be that. So, and I have to lose the title and going to be rehab and just do all that stuff. Get to the fight, start first round. And so I kind of get in guillotine automatically. And Lobo, of course, he picked me up, but I have no arm. I can't do anything. I have a pain. You have no idea how much pain I have. I mean, it was crazy. So, of course, he throw me. We just go down and start continue. I'll swivel him. And second round, so then my coach said, are you quit? I was like, I'm not going to quit. To be continued. I'm like, I can do it. So I already feel him. So whatever his power is not that was power what I need. If I can work with him with one arm, so I was like, I say, let's see. Second round, I'll keep him on the ground full round. So I sweep him, just we get down. I hold him on the ground all round and pound him. And in the top again, if you remember the fight, I get in a choke, but I can't do it because I have no power. I can't do anything. I can't. If he understand that he can't put my arm like this and throw it away, my arm was like spread it out. But I get again and hold it. And just I was on the top of him all second round. And third round, I was like, easy. I'm standing up. He's not going to bring, I already know he's not put me down. I'll be keeping on distance, I move around, and I'm just trying to just completely copy him. But, and at that position on an interview after the fight, I say like, yeah, we like look like a copy of that because I try to copy him. Whatever he tried to do for me, I just responded back. That's all. That was basically, and was good fight. I mean, nobody knows my problems. That's my decision.
What's how it's supposed to be. Of course.
That's my responsibility, how I do. But I tell again, I never freaking give up. I'm sorry about that. He can knock me out, yes.
I've been trying to track. I mean, John Perretti, you and I have been trying to track Lober down for about a month now. I can't find him.
Well, maybe he'll watch this. I don't know,
Yeah.
but John is a very difficult to communicate with. He used to call me like twice a day, and he just he's a different animal.
Yeah, he might be locked up, might be dead. We don't know. We have no idea.
Did you see if he was locked up? That's what I asked you to do.
I'm probably gonna run it. I'm probably gonna run him. See where he's
Yeah,
at.
because I think that the possibility is very high.
I think so too. What about Igor Vovchanchyn? Did you ever deal with him?
I never. I saw his fights. A great fighter. It's like as usual. I say like it's always have some kind of people like this, especially in Russia. I mean, not only in Russia, in the United States, they have plenty. They have plenty of fighters. I know you in that industry. I understand you just talk to a lot of guys, but you know how many just great fighters, but people not even hear about them because he have not right promotion. I mean, if like Dana White, for example, make it like a selection for Ultimate Fighter, if they didn't have like good matchmaker, right? And we say like, okay, let's do that tournament. And from different weight categories. And people who represent that can see, okay, people can fight and people can lose. But you have to see the potential of the people, technically potential. That's what's more interesting. Not who is just more muscular like a gorilla and just go through. Technically potential. And you can give him opportunity to do. You can just raise him. You can just continue to, like a good fighters. This would be like industry, but I guess nobody interested to do that anymore. So they do give some coaches and team that. It's all bullshit because people can't leave the job, people can't leave the state, people can't leave his families and live outdoors for a long time and train. People have to be together. So I saw that kind of like a concept before, yeah.
Did you ever deal with the Emelianenko brothers, Fedor or Alexander?
Fedor Emelianenko, yes, he's a great fighter. He's pretty good, and he's really love to. He's like he's really quiet person, really strong, and really, really educated. Alexander is a little different. His brother.
I would say
guy has a lot of tattoos.
He's the Russian version of John Lober. I would say the Russian version of John Lober.
Yes. Yeah, but Fedor Emelianenko, believe or not, in some event of the combat Sambo, I guess I don't want to lie to you, in Europe somewhere, he was second place. In the final, he lost. Also, some Bulgarian guy. Okay, so that's mean, so is not even that high rank. People can be lost too, So it just
it's life.
No, is alive first, and sometimes he have some kind of completely uncomfortable opponent. I remember like when I was in judo, right? So and I have like one guy, and we was in the final. He was no muscles. He was just like a stick. But whatever I try to do, nothing worked. So I have to just crush him completely. It was really hard. And everything what I do, it was so bony, I have like a bruise myself. After that fight, I was more beat up on him. I win, but I was like totally beat up. That happens, But other one, so I was like 17, and with me some rolling guys with a gold teeth, and I'm just each one I just used like 30 seconds. I was like 1, 2, 3. Everybody was on shocked, it happens, you know. So, and the people just after that start be like more respect me, and kind of like more just think, you know, shit, it happens. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a life. That's what I'm saying. So this is kind of sport. It's look at Mike Tyson. It's like, I mean, like, I love Mike Tyson. He's a great knockout person, right? Until,
of course, yeah.
Until once, right? I forgot his first
Buster
time.
Douglas. Buster Douglas.
No,
Douglas.
not a Douglas. Not a Douglas. He not finished that guy, and whatever 4th or 5th round in 3, he fought with him 12 rounds. He was exhausted completely. I mean, that's Tyson 4 or 5, something like this. He was totally, and he that's hold him in a distance, totally build him up, and he win by decision. Yes, Tyson, but he not knock him out. And it was, I mean, I remember that fight.
It made him look
forgot
human.
his name.
It made him look human.
Maybe.
I think that was Zuckerman's fighter. He was the gold medalist in the Olympics. He was a gold medalist in the Olympics.
Tubbs.
And after that,
that was Zuckerman. That was Zuckerman's fighter. I remember.
And after that, when in Japan, Tyson lost to Douglas, that was his first. But it happens. But he come back, and he changed, and that's how it work, you know. But you know, like in my personal opinion, you know, all that thing, and I learn it from my mistakes. And it's actually that was not my mistakes. When we work out with John Perretti, right? So all the time he put me from the hell. It was like a selection every day for Navy SEALs. Let's say that.
John.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking brutal motherfucker. Be honest with you.
This guy right here.
He can smile to your face, but behind you can do some shit stuff. Yeah. Say, I have to carry the tire and a wind and a like freaking rain coming in, and he can behind me smack me in my ears, and I was just like, and I have to carry that tire back in the sand in Long Island. It's it's a lot of bad thing I can tell about him. He tried to drown me so many times.
John Perretti.
John Perretti. John Perretti. But you know, like one of the good things, seriously, and he introduced me to a lot of stuff. From I'm start work with him. I'm not trying to make his name again. He's my buddy. He knows that. But I start work with him. He treat me, I don't know. He treat me like, I don't know, just like a special person. He introduced me to work out with so many different guys. We work out in Arnold in Los Angeles. He brought me to Vegas. He give me back to the Gene LeBell school. We gonna work with Hawaiian guys. He work on his studio in Long Island. On a pool, gym there, on all kind of, you bring some yoga teacher, and from that kind of much, let's say, education stuff in my head, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not good on that. And what I do, guess what? I have to freaking progress that until I be master of that. If he'll show me that, I have to master that. I have to that, and because I don't know that from 0 to 10, and I was like, But only bad thing when John start working for like matchmaker, he can train me, and that's what he say. Like, I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. I was like, so, and I have to be my own. That's a bad part. That's actually was I start try to join different gym, join that different stuff. And that's why it become more injuries popped up for me. Yeah, around.
You also had a lifestyle that, like, I was told that around this time. I mean, at this point, I was like a super fan, just trying to devour everything I could. Yeah. So I was told that you hurt your back on a jet ski.
No, really. I hurt my back in Army. When we jump in from helicopter and without anything. And, you know, like high level slope at night. Ankle, we have to be in a mount and twist my neck completely. A lot of injuries, and we have to go. So what my officer told me to do, so my ankle was like this. I can't fit the boot. I was like, oh. So he's like, break 2 hours. He gave me some kind of plastic and some towel. So you get to pee on that. I pee in that, wrap it out completely, make it compress. Believe it or not, 2 hours later, my ankles go down, wrap it out tighter, some band, and we're gonna have to march. We have to march like 13 miles. Yeah, so it was kind of drills. We have to prepare for everything, you know. So
John Perretti, you guys just connected. Like you two, it was like
Psycho.
family members. Especially, I mean, Igor at the time, like when you guys really bonded, it's before you spoke the language.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
teach me. Actually, he teach me the language.
I understand, you know, him. You know, when he puts his hands on you, you know, you learn a lot, right? So, I mean,
I'm sure.
it's a relationship. I was so enamored with him, you know. So, I mean, he was, in my eyes, you know, he was, you know, my idol, you know. So as a fighter, you know, I could never fight like him. But we worked on so many things. I mean, there's very few pieces of his puzzle that I can take credit for. What you didn't see at the beginning of the Harold German's fight is because the fucking cameraman missed it, is that the thing he does is he comes out, he throws a side kick and side kicks Harold German across the ring. And you don't ever see that, you know. And you know, he learned these things that I still use today. I used it in the police department a couple of weeks ago. Defense against boxers. Oh my God, it's just an amazing move he taught me. You know, so it's so convoluted that how could you even fucking think of that? But you know, he could do amazing things. I could do some things. As he said before, you know, that maybe when he met me a little bit better than him, but he learned it and then he owned it and then he did it exponentially better than me. That's the affair. That's the love affair. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
I will say I've heard that exact same thing about obviously BJ Penn as well as John Lewis. John Lewis has got that reputation of just seeing it a couple times. Dennis Hallman as well. They see it a couple times and they're just pulling it off in fights.
Yeah, John learned very quickly. I can't comment on Hallman. He was just fucking incredible. I just loved him, Hallman. But I never met BJ Penn, so I have no basis for judgment on that. Igor?
Yeah, it's funny part. You just mentioned that when I was a kid, it's we have like a black and white TV, you know, and we just watching some kind of like movies, and of course, and we kind of like scenes fight. We go outside and people try to build up and fighting, right? And I was actually so interesting because if I see something once, right, I can go outside and throw all people. And once we was a kids, like 6, 7 years old, and we do play around, or maybe like 8. And some gentleman will like look at us how we roll, and he's like, guys, stop playing in the sand. Let's go to my school. That was a coach of the Greco-Roman Greek school, the wrestling, right? Some stuff. He brought us to the school, and we just dressed up. She's just in the shorts, and I put us from like roll with his guys, and believe it or not, I beat all his guys, all his pro, same pro what I did. Swear to God. He was like, "You want to come to train?" I was like, "Nah, I'm a swimmer." And she's like,
That's what I mean. You know, there's you know, Lewis learned quickly, and you know, engrossed himself. He had hunger, but there was an osmotic thing that occurred with him, where there was so much concentration of stuff being poured in his fucking, you know, mouth, and when it came out his ass, you know, we scooped it up, put it back in his mouth until he owned it. And that's the way I teach. I still teach like that today. Just more and more and more and more until you can show me how to do it. So he owned that shit immediately, right? And he was, you know, 100 times better athlete than me. So he could just do things that, you know, I could only dream about.
So you give him a piece of the puzzle and you sit back and enjoy him putting it together.
Well, I don't know if I enjoyed it. You know, I didn't enjoy him against Sperry. You know, you can hear me on the fucking, I mean, the commentator, you know, it's just, oh, that's a bad position. Oh my, I've never seen him in that position before.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Well,
oh,
it was
that's
bad position,
really
but
bad. Now he's mounted.
up.
Never seen him. You cannot understand. I had a basis for judgment on this shit, right? Like we would triple mount the motherfucker, right? So like I'd have two big guys behind me mounted on him, and I would be the mount in front, right? So I would be in his face and fucking with him, right? And you got to understand, you know, that I come from this Lebellian thing, you know, and if I say I have the mount and it's controlled by two other guys who are ferociously, I'm standing there. And I'm a fucking nightmare then, you know, and that was the love affair.
Yeah, great memories. You enjoy that, I hope, now.
Yeah, for John. Good memories for John. Not so much for Igor.
Yeah, I was like...
So when Mario Sperry mounts him?
Yeah, well, that was awesome.
I went, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was... Actually...
So what does he do? He punches from the bottom and knocks the motherfucker off. From the bottom of the mount.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do exactly that was Wing Chun stuff.
I know.
Yeah, because we practice that.
Talk about being in a world that he had never experienced. Mario Sperry was in a world of hurt that he had, like if Mario Sperry fought Igor Zinoviev again, Mario Sperry would still be Mario Sperry, but Igor Zinoviev would be a different person because he's not this Sambo fucking thing that people talk about. He's not that at all. You know, he's a very stiff, methodical right-hand puncher, right? And his ability to come in the next fight.
Both hands.
Hang on a second. It's my story. So his left hook was different than his right hand. So sometimes you could watch it. I could easily watch it. In fact, I got in trouble for doing that. You know, here comes the right hand. Oh, and there it is, right? So the thing about it is that when you see a guy who could fight, say, Mario Sperry another time and be a completely different guy, that's amazing. And be a different guy again. See, it's going to prove itself probably within the next 2-3 questions, but when I stopped coaching him, he had some retarded fucking Russian fucking kickboxing retard coach. I don't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah. Muay Thai guy.
That's with the Frank Sgamrock. Well, here, let's before we do that, Pancrase 11, December 20th, 1997, Osami Shibuya. Japan at the time, if there was no finish, it was a draw. And Shibuya is a legend within the Japanese system. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is was just pretty short answer for that. John asked me because he was at the CSM like you. He's a legend of the Pancrase. We have to be nice in Japan. You can knock him out. That was the answer. You can beat him up. So I have to make it. He didn't know that. We have to make a fight. And he said, like, you are work. I explain you later because was planning to invite us more after that fight again, and I continue to fight. I got more money, of course. Okay. So of course he didn't know that. So he fight with me for real. And I basically play his sparring partner. That's why we have to just, I'm not knock him out. I'm not punch him not only once in the face. You remember that? I'm just roll with him and I'll kick him a couple times in the stomach. And we just roll and we surround her. He do leg locks. I got a back leg locks. He escape. I escape. It's basically look like a work, but it's not a work.
It did look like a little bit of a work.
Yeah.
And did you ever do
everybody was happy?
Did you? Yeah, for sure. Did you ever deal with Jason DeLucia or DeLucia back then?
No.
He was kind of a main.
But you met him. But you met him.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Absolutely.
I'm really bad for the names. I'm sorry, guys.
In Pancrase, you met him. You met him in Japan.
Maybe, yeah. But that was the story. So, but was idea not just be that kind of nasty guy, but John Lobo that they fight with in Pancrase, and the guy break his leg.
I took him to the hospital.
Yeah, remember?
I jumped in the ring.
He's stupid, He's just and Bas Rutten was, great fight, of course, like as usual. He's like a tremendous fight, but the Bas was like a king of the kings, And but my fight was like this, yes, because he said like you have to represent yourself, like they give you welcome from Japan, you have to give something back. And
so weird. Like Gary Myers even said it. He said there's no punching in the face, no kicking in the face. And he said that other Americans would tell him this in order to put the Japanese fighters over. And it's very strange.
But Pancrase was a work.
Yes.
It was an orchestration. It's what he's saying.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were walking out to the ring, did they have a guy with one of those cameras with the bright bulb and they took a picture so your vision is kind of struggling after the picture's taken? Did you experience that as well?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that. Yeah, except.
Okay. That's DeLucia was saying that was one of their tricks that they did over there too. Huh.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everything and anything.
I remember like when I was in Japan, it's all night somebody knocked at the door in my room. Some girls tried to get in and tried to get me company. I was like, I would say, come on. And John said, like, don't open any motherfucker doors. Yeah. It was that, yeah. Yeah, that's all night long. Someone like Japanese girls, like somebody sent it, So I was like crazy.
No, all part of the plan.
Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Yo, for sure. Dennis Hallman used to do that on regional shows against his opponents. Yeah.
And I was no sleep at all. Completely. I was tired, but the fight was like I wasn't planned. I'm just follow it, just like a, let's say, order. You tell me like you can shot on the green lights, and I'll be shot on the green lights.
You had a shoulder surgery right after this fight.
No, after the Loba.
Was it after Lober?
After Loba, I got a shoulder surgery. First one, yes.
And your next fight after this, which gets that same exact shoulder, is UFC 16.
No, actually, yes, you're right. Yes.
March 13th, 1998.
That's correct. Frank Sgamrock. Correct.
Shamrock dropped you on that same
Stupid
shoulder.
me. Boom. No, that was my stupid mistakes. You know why? Because I was.
Your coach is a fucking idiot.
Well, it's not just the coaches. Yes, coaches was screwed up. Yes, that's stupid. That's right. John, 100% right. My mistake was even Ken Shamrock called me in my room like 2 hours before, and they already congratulate me of my victory of that about Frank Shamrock.
Shamrock did?
Yes, I was like I was like thank you, and I was like shit. I was like, wow, how would they even know that what I'm just saying? I was surprised. So, but in everybody just like, hey, that's gonna be easy fight for you. Just totally kind of relax me. Okay, but I know it was that relaxed. But remember that fight with John Lobo fight with Frank Shamrock, right? And John Lobo basically don't. It's not. I say don't feel him, but it's basically dominate him. right? And I know Frank Sgamrock, incredible fighter. I know he is extremely strong and pancreas and
He's athletic.
Athletically, he's like flexible, and he's like you can name it. Everything's good about a fighter. That's Frank Sgamrock. He can punch, he can kick, he can roll. He loves leg lock submissions,
methodical,
chokes, methodical.
Yeah,
perfect.
Desire for victory.
That's correct.
Yes,
that's correct.
Yeah, but he wasn't a kicker.
He can kick.
Well,
I mean, he can kick. I mean, it's not. I mean, for that moment, he was. I mean, okay. That's why when he.
I mean, he had Maurice Smith as his coach.
That's right. But Maurice Smith is a different kicker. Of course, but he's a roller. Okay, so he's like more like wrestling, and that's why when he kicked me, I was like, this like that's pathetic. It's like not when I'm not responded yet. But my problem when he lifted me up, I was like, okay, we go down and we go start rolling, and I was just bad landing. That's it.
Here, let me kind of quantify. So Rainier Wolfcastle from the Underground Forum, when we talked about this fight, he said in Frank Shamrock's book, when watching film, he saw that Igor would pull a semi-guillotine on his opponents, and Frank realized it'd be easier to lift him and slam him rather than fight it off.
Good, because he did his homework, and I am basically didn't realize that. I'm not recognize that because I thought he lift me up, right? And I said, okay, so we go down, we're gonna roll. That's on my mind. I was like, no problem. I have no problem for that. And that's all. That was my mistake. That was my mistake.
Well, John, you had alluded to having a coaching issue, and the issue that I saw was that your stance walking in was more of a Muay Thai. Like if you watch the Sambo, I guess, approach, it's very flat-footed, and you came in with like a Muay Thai type stance.
Yes. I was higher him like maybe like let's say 4 inches and a half. That was, and he goes solo. I mean, he did his homework absolutely perfect. That's what I'm saying. He's creative or trap, and I get that trap.
Yeah,
that's
the game.
It's stupidly. It's stupidly. I was like, after that, I was like, oh, how stupid I am. I mean, like, this is just stupid. That was
I think I don't know this for a fact. I'll speculate, but what was the fucking coach's name? I'm sorry.
I guess
Vladimir. So Vladimir, in his infinite wisdom, told you to go right across the ring and punch the motherfucker.
No, but I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
I wasn't there for the conversation.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me like you presented yourself, Mike, in a very different manner because you are a counter puncher.
That's right.
Movement fighter.
Thank you, John.
All of a sudden,
give me five. I know that.
All of a sudden, you decided to be a different animal who was very vulnerable.
That's what it is, John. That's you just kind of memorize me what happened. Because everybody roll, and I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna play right now like I want to be like more striker. And that was my mistake. I should finish that fight differently. I should do the fake one. When it tackle, I just reverse it, put him on the ground and finish him. It just to get a victory and be the whatever champ or just another victory in my career, to be the stupidly fight like this. But that's what I'm learning, that's my mistakes. And I hope another people who, even how you guys already see that my mistake, nobody repeat that. Everybody just play differently. Okay?
Now, your shoulder got destroyed, the same one that you had issues with?
No. I just broke the collarbone. I broke the collarbone and it was kind of like my neck tweaked a little bit, but nothing else.
What about your medical bill? Did the UFC pay for your medical bill?
No, I pay myself.
Did they offer to pay it?
No. They believe in the beginning, yes, but I paid everything by myself. Because
Did you talk to them about it?
No, I just there was nothing to talk to about. I tried to call the bills. I tried to talk to people, and the collectors coming in, and I was like, I paid, and I paid.
Oh, here. You entered a fight in their organization. They had insurance. You have to assume they had insurance. I mean, it was UFC 16.
Well, okay, I'm not that kind of person who I gotta sue or other thing. All right, so I just decided to take care of myself, because even when I work for the movie, right, for the little children, I just totally torn my groin, and I have to finish the scene like another 2 weeks working. Right, we play like football players, and just people offer me, but that was bad. Douglas Crosby that day said, well, if you take that insurance from that's mean, like nobody invite you anymore, that movie. And I was like, all right, I take care of it. I take care of myself. And of course, I'm not claim anything.
Do you still talk to Douglas?
That's totally believable story.
Yeah,
coming from Douglas Crosby.
And
do
I was like,
do you still talk to Douglas Crosby?
No, he called me once a while, one upon a time when a blue moon, some like maybe once a year, promised some kind of another kind of job or something, another movie, but of course nothing going on. So,
John Perretti, do you have a relationship with Doug Crosby?
No.
There seemed to be a little heaviness to that answer.
No.
Okay. What about Vlad Matyushenko? Did you ever roll with him? Standout Russian wrestler. Vlad Matyushenko.
No, I don't know him. No. I roll with a lot of guys, believe it or not, even I just do in Russia when I go just my visit some of my friends, different fighters. But I'm not really impressed with a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah. So be honest with you, even I was like with a role with that girl who beat everyone, and she's like I don't remember how they call her, like tractor or trunk or something. And cute girl, but nothing special. I mean, she's strong, but technically, not really. And I'm really looking at the technical stuff, like I tell you before. I'm gonna I want to see what people can do, not just dominate me by power. All right, so it's different.
Igor, you mentioned 10th Planet earlier. Have you ever rolled with Eddie Bravo?
Yeah.
Did you ever roll with Eddie Bravo?
Bravo what?
Eddie Bravo, the
Eddie
owner
Bravo.
of 10th Planet. Yes, you mentioned 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
No, Eddie Bravo, no.
He talks about you a lot on his podcast.
Believe it or not, but I train in when he just running 10th Planet, yes.
Okay.
Maybe yes. Like I don't know who's owner or not. So because I've never asked the people the questions, and basically I don't care. Okay. But that's no, seriously.
That's fair.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, you just want to roll.
I'm just roll. We're gonna roll. I'm giving you like great roll. You're gonna love it, because you're not gonna feel pressure from me. If I feel you, for example, hypothetically, not you, hypothetically, if you are black belt, right, or white belt, I'll be rolled with like a white belt with little skills. I just show you the position, you move it out, I move it out, you move it out, and you have a fun. But if you try to nail me, if you try to really hurt me, I can defend that, and I just show me my power back until you come down and we start roll nicely.
So
yes, sir.
So he used to work out at Keskatami a lot, right? He used to be sitting out, right? He used to love that position a lot, and side control. And he would take his thumb and he would put it under and inside your armpit, and then run his thumb across your ribs inside, and if it tickles, it hurts.
That's
right?
not true.
In-
That's not true.
Bullshit. I had bruises for weeks, and I had to learn to tolerate that just to get out of the position.
But because you stick your finger in my ear.
But we're not talking about you.
We're talking about you, Igor. We're not talking about John. Thank you, John. Well, here, let me come full circle on this. Eddie Bravo is a huge MMA historian, and he brings up Zinoviev all of the time. Like anytime there's old school MMA stuff, the Zinoviev era, like you absolutely made an impression on Eddie. And I had thought at some point you guys had rolled. And to make this come full circle, because I know we're going to get some views on this one, John Perretti, it's shocking to me that you have not been on either Eddie Bravo's podcast or Joe Rogan's.
Wow.
That's shocking to me.
Wow.
John Perretti, do you have a comment?
I'll give it to Igor.
I have no comments. I have no comments. You just put me some whole crap on me. Seriously? You're the bigger brother, so you have to take it. Like as is.
Yeah. 2007.
Well, it's shocking that, these mixed martial arts historians, right? Interhistorians, really, not historians, right? Are unwilling to, listen to me answer questions that they don't know the answers to. It is frightening to them to be on those terms. It's kind of like touching, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice that you're on that screen, Mike, but, you really haven't felt what it's like for me to touch you, right? So Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo, right? They don't want me to touch them.
But you see,
neither physically nor verbally.
For example, if like Eddie Bravo just have a great selection on 10 planets, I love his system, believe it or not. I love whatever you do. And basically all that schools have to teach him same way direction, like a big franchise. I mean, his idea is great. Seriously. I mean, if you got to see him, yes, he's brilliant. And then God bless him, seriously. I love that.
Flipped me to being a flat earther. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about his system. I do know that I've never met him.
John, don't be cocky. Just try it. Just go. Just roll. You'll see that's different. You'll see the difference. No. I know your altitude. Look at this. Don't fight with me. I'm your brother. Come on. Don't hurt anyone. Just enjoy. Enjoy the ride. That's all.
Yeah, John, be nice.
You should try. Yeah, you stay out of this, Mike.
Igor, you should hear our first interview. Like he went after me.
Like,
he went after
me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know that. I was like, gee, Jesus.
Thank you. Igor. And I'm very sensitive too. He did hurt my feelings.
Good. So just show him like this. That's gonna be good.
You hurt me right here.
2007 IFL runs around. You get put in charge of the Chicago Russian Red Bears.
Yes. You
and Renzo almost got into a fight after Wagner Fabiano's bout. You and Renzo had a heated discussion there.
Wow. Everybody talk about that. I wait, and even they would talk about Mario Sperry talk to me back. We do rematch. Everybody talk. We talk. Like it's funny. On that conversation, even I have to kind of have to fight with Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, and nothing happens. It's some kind of, I don't know what happens. It's just people talk, but just the air, below the air, nothing happens. Or somebody asks so much money, and I was like, stop talking. Let's go fight. And people was like, no, Igor, you have to understand. We're not title fighters. We're prize fighters. I heard that. I was like, what are you talking about? Money is money. It's like, no. That's era. Title fighters disappear with the prize fighters. That's what it means. I mean, that's mean is like kind of fights can be work fights. You need to just be win. You can win. You give me more money. I can lose for money. So nobody cared about titles anymore. So that's the story. So
Did you and Enzo, did you guys iron everything out? Did everything get settled?
no, we not go out, but we go. I mean, like we're good friends. I mean, like kind of friends. We not go around, go together, some stuff, but we meet each other so many times, and but yeah,
Good. Yeah, it's good.
we're not
Friends argue.
and
Friends argue.
and he kind of know we're not gonna fight. He probably know that. So, and because I remember like once we get some conversation and some guys, well, and he's like, he hugged me like we're friends, right? We're friends. So that's how it was there, It's like I said, so what's up, we're friends?
And Tim Kennedy was on your team. Did you ever roll with Tim Kennedy at all?
A little bit, yes. It's great. Try. I mean, like he's good. He is really good, aggressive, punch and kick. I mean, like really wild, like wombly. I remember like he's like a round swing and it's really loopy, like a big swing punch and kick hard, yes. But he's a great fighter. Yeah. And he from 215 dropped to 185. And he is really strong mind.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I will believe or not. So and after that, so and yeah, so it's good. Yes, really strong mind.
Did you ever go with Brian Vittel? He was an Olympic ladder, a wrestler. I know you're not real good with names, so. Brian Vittel. Or Yuri Vaulin.
Vaulin? He's a boxer. Yes, Frank. Yes. Yeah. We work in the same gym. Yes. Actually, it's a funny story. So it's Yuri always coming in, and he's a friendly boxer. He was European, I don't remember, European champion or like medalist, something like this. But he's really educated boxer. Tall guy, really nice link, really good uppercuts, like body shots. It's like incredible. And I remember like Andrei Arlovsky decided to be the boxer. So, and his manager bring him to Brooklyn from Chicago, and he's like, and he decided to, it's like, you want to try? I was like, that's not a good idea. And we just offer him just to be like a MMA fighter, don't be a boxer. But he's a heavyweight, of course. He think, like in the boxing he has more money, because in MMA, just kind of like good money, but it's not good enough. And nobody see that fight. Nobody see that sparring. They go downstairs. We have like an investment. So 5 minutes later, Yuri come back. He's like, nothing. He's good. He's not good. So yeah. So Andrei pick it up, change the clothes, and leave the gym. That's it. Never see it.
Andrei is still fighting.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Where?
In the UFC. In the UFC.
Wow.
He's got like 40 fights in the UFC.
Are you kidding me?
There's only one person with more fights, Jim Miller, than Andrei Arlovsky.
Wow.
I mean, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but when USADA came, when the steroid people came, I thought, hey, man, there's a lot of guys kind of hanging up their careers. This is it for them. Andrei got better. Andrei made his way back to the UFC.
Oh, wow.
With no steroids.
Wow.
Truly incredible.
Well, he lost the weight? What weight is he right now?
Heavyweight. American top team. I mean, he's right over
by
you.
Yeah, I know.
Mario Sperry's close to you, too.
I know that, yeah. I know that. Victor Belfort there also.
Belfort's in California, I think.
Right now? He used to be here in Florida.
I know his son graduated
in
high school.
Delray Beach, yeah.
His son graduated high school, top quarterback in high school. Vanderbilt, maybe. I think he went to Vanderbilt. I don't know. Don't
maybe, I don't know.
Went to a big school. So, Igor, let me tell you something, brother. We have been wanting to interview you for a long time, and there's absolutely no way that this would not have happened without our mutual friend, John Perretti. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for helping me. Thank you.
Any regrets? Igor, any regrets at all?
I have one
meow,
more
meow.
question for him. I have one more question for him, though, Mike, if I
Yes.
may. So, like, people are saying that their training now, 20 years later, is so much better than the way we trained before, and it's always being thrown in my face that, well, we have this now, we have that, you didn't have this, you didn't have that. And I'm very stoic about that, because I think that our training was so far in advance of anybody else. What do you think, Igor?
What I'm thinking this way. So whatever how we train, it's absolutely was kind of unique because it's for example, you got a full gym equipment, right? Great equipment, new machines, everything's oily, perfect. And you go another place like a calisthenic stuff, we have no equipment and people all sweat and beat up, but they do incredible things. You get standing up on one arm and just do jumping on one leg and just flying like ninja, all kind of stuff. So other people who have that kind of great body can do that. So that's my answer. So everything for reason and everything's for different people. Someone who want to comfort, but they're never going to be like good fighters. People who want to be like good fighters usually get down to the ground and just start doing old-fashioned, start be running the heels, start to carry some maybe like the weight or some not comfortable, not what's really comfortable for you. Because fight is not about comfy.
No, fight is fight.
Fight is fight.
That's your quote.
That
is your quote.
Yes. More comfortable.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
Look what happens.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, look at what happens in just an army, right? So people, when you get some old machinery, right? Say give him like all equipment. Do what happens in 4 or 5 months. They all tape it up. They all cover up. All muscles different. All they go to how they want to hold it. That's how you're familiar with something, right? It's not like a brand new and no scratch, nothing else. Yeah, so.
And,
all right, guys.
And one more thing, though, that we haven't talked about because Mike doesn't know, even though he does all his detective work. You're a spear fisherman, right?
Oh, yes, sir. You're the best. Come on.
But we've never gone diving together.
No. But
so are you ducking me?
No, I'm scared. I'm scared to disappoint you.
Igor, dude, you're a gentleman, and I sincerely appreciate this. I sincerely appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bravo, champ.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
John Perretti, you did it again.
That was great.
That's good shit. And I'll tell you, like the build up to, man, dude, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, and I'm gonna limit people from allowing them to use this footage, so they can't lift it and they can't.
Good, because you did the homework.
Yeah,
but Joey, where's Joey?
He was just on. There he is.
I'm here. I'm just driving.
Did you listen to that?
I did listen to it. I had about a 20-minute period where I had to bow out, but that was a great interview, man. And hey, Mike, how did you miss the fact that he's a spear fisherman? Call yourself a detective.
I just wanted to rub a little dirt in his wounds. That's all.
Here, Joey, let's talk about dirt and wounds. I got an article I'd like to read everybody. It's called "The Ultimate Fighter: Another Cheap Imitation" by Royce Gracie.
I remember that. I read that one.
Battlecade's Extreme Fighting Tournament, which aired last November on pay-per-view television, was nothing but a cheap imitation of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It seems that lately there has been an increasing number of these cheap shows, and it seems that they all want to get members of the Gracie family into their productions. They do that just so they can.
Who else did that?
Wait, hold up. They can use
World
the Gracie.
Combat.
I got to finish this, guys. Let me just
Go
get
ahead.
through this. So they can use the Gracie name to help promote their shows and attract viewers. The Extreme Fighting Promotions offered me $5,000 to fight in their event. What an insult. They said that they would give me an easy match. I don't want an easy match. I would much rather match up with tougher competition. There were a couple of good fighters in the Extreme. I'm sorry, this is kind of blurry because it's old. On the Extreme Fighting event, the promoters realized that you must have both sharks and goldfish to make a good show. You cannot
Bullshit.
I gotta finish. Don't make me mute, you guys. Let me just get through this. You cannot just have a bunch of goldfish, meaning less skilled fighters. And if you have only sharks or tough fighters, the show won't look as good either. For those viewing audience, you must have a mix of both sharks and goldfish. The event featured some Brazilian fighters who I thought looked pretty good. Nowadays, there are a lot of fighters who come over from Brazil and compete in the United States. They leave Brazil as students and they arrive in America as masters. It doesn't mean that they are good. Most of these guys are pretty much a bunch of nobodies. And just because they are Brazilians doesn't mean that they represent my family, even if they say they do. Some of these fighters in the Extreme Fighting show claim to have pretty impressive records. One guy, Brazilian Mario Sperry, claimed to be 273-0, and then he went out and lost. Guys like that must just make up numbers when they are asked what their fighting record is. A guy like that will say, I've had 300 fights. If he's talking about sparring sessions, if so, I've had 1,000 fights. It's almost impossible to have 270 fights. I don't have that many wins, and I've fought a lot. A lot of guys are simply making up records. And just because a lot of these fighters have an accent or look like a Brazilian doesn't mean they are good fighters. An accent and dark skin doesn't make you a good fighter. I don't want people to get fooled by these guys. But overall, I thought the Brazilian fighters in the Extreme Fighting show looked good. I have, however, definitely seen better fighters. There were a couple of fighters in the event that should be ashamed of the way they looked. I have to wonder where they got their black belts. John Perretti.
Thank God there's no Gracies that inflated their records, because that would be embarrassing.
John Perretti.
Well, I had no intention to put goldfish in. He's wrong. He was talking about his spectacle show, not a sport. And he's just blatantly wrong. We don't have sharks and goldfish. He fought all the goldfish. That's just the truth. And the truth is that he went on to do nothing. And with all these great fighters at his weight class available to him. I mean, what you did omit today was that, what would be my interesting matches for Igor Zinoviev. Well, the first match you really want for Igor Zinoviev is Mario Sperry, right? And then the second match you want is the big mouth. You want Rickson Gracie at 199. At 199. What's he going to do?
Did you offer that? Did you offer that fight?
No, because we had Royce to do it, and then Royce all of a sudden doesn't want to be matched against an easy fight. I might have said that to him too. I got a judo guy from Russia, that could be an easy fight for you. I might have said that even. No, I think I can take that one sentence out of that diatribe and tell you that I might have said that. It sounds familiar to me.
Well, Joey,
been a setup.
I'm really glad, Rickson Gracie, although he's got dementia right now. So I try to tread carefully on this. He does have 50 wins that he's gotten in the last 10 years. So, I mean, I know those aren't from practice. Those are from some sort of match taking place where nobody gets to see them. So,
all due respect, he did not have dementia in the 90s when he said he was 400-0. He did not have dementia then.
Why does he have dementia? He's never been hit in the head in his life.
That's true.
What did he get dementia from? he certainly didn't have dementia when he was like in stadiums pissing on people, and drinking Jack Daniels out of bottles and grabbing girls' asses. He didn't have dementia then.
It could be like maybe the whiplash from pulling guard.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I know we're busting balls here, but here, Royce just threw a missile your way. All we're doing is responding 30 years later. All right, that's all we're doing. It's 30 years later, and now we got to respond to this.
The proof was in the pudding. I tried to create a sport. He wasn't involved in sport, so there was no reason to even rebuttal that at the time. I didn't read it, obviously. I was in Black Belt magazine every fucking month. So, I mean, it's like no one asked me to say what Royce wrote.
All right, so just so you guys know, I sent that to Mario Sperry. I'm like, hey Mario, thanks for the interview. Got some real good feedback. Did you ever read this? Oh, you should see his response. It's fantastic. Got to. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please like, share, and subscribe. Joey, because we're not a murder mystery podcast, and it's like 99.9% of our listeners are male. They don't leave us iTunes reviews. They don't share, and they don't really comment. It's weird. Dudes kind of just don't do that for other dudes. That was phenomenal content.
We need to turn that around.
What did you think of that Zinoviev interview, man?
Joe,
it was great. Candid, right?
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to that guy forever. I met him once at a UFC probably 25 years ago, and he was nice then. He's a gentleman now. It was great that we got to talk to him.
I will say, I got a list, and if we had a producer that knew how to edit video and give a shit, I got a list of what if fighters that have got zero background and a crazy win on their record. And Zinoviev, he really, granted he fought for a world title, so it's hard to call a guy like that a what if, but had he not been injured, had he been healthy, he could have been one of those generational talents that kind of come around. He's a,
you hear the guy say things like he went into that Lober fight with one arm hanging loose, which is the truth. Did I know about it? No, not until the day before. But the point is that you can see him. Listen, he's guillotined me unconscious enough. So the point is that when you see him catch that on him, you go, oh my God. And then you see Lober escape and suplex. It's like you realize he had no left arm. So he beats Lober with no left arm, who just beat Shamrock.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible, man. It's friggin' incredible. And Shamrock was at the beginning of his run. It was,
if he could have just stayed healthy, it would have been a whole different story.
And he didn't talk to you about training and stuff. Training to pretend like you were giving an arm bar. We worked on that for fucking months. Poor Enson.
Inoue, dude. Anyway, why if you watch Inoue versus Frank Shamrock, Inoue versus Royce Alger, and dude, I got Royce Alger's phone number. He might be a guest coming up. I talked to his brother. His brother was
good
cool.
For you.
His brother was cool as fuck. He might be a good.
All right, listen, I gotta go because I got
John Perretti.
But listen, it's been a pleasure, Joey. It was nice not seeing you. And,
wait, real quick, John Perretti. What did you think of the interview?
I really liked it. I thought that he was. I thought we could have got him a little more pissed off. But you can only do what you can do. I don't want to say that that what he was saying about my personality was false. But I think he embellished my meanness.
I've got no comment. John Perretti, you're the man, brother. Take care, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
Check out the full interview on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms.